UFC Fight Night Breakdown, Blanchfield vs. Barber predictions, and best picks. This card is dangerous. We've got title implications, hidden underdogs, plus a stacked undercard with explosive finishers and sleeper bangers you can't miss. Stick to the Yandy for my locked iron main event pick, best underdog pick plus 300 or higher, and the most confident play of the night. Don't miss it. The opening fight of the card, Rayanne dos Santos vs. Ardelean. Strawweight sparks are set to fly as Brazilian technician Rayanne dos Santos collides with the aggressive and no-nonsense Ardelean. It's precision versus pressure, and with numerology shaping the vibes, the stakes are even higher. Rayanne dos Santos 14-8. Born on June 8th and fighting out of Brazil, Rayanne dos Santos stands 5 feet 3 inches with a 63-inch reach, a composed, methodical grappler with slick submissions, sharp transitions, and an ever-improving striking game. Strengths: strong ground control and submission skills. Calm and composed fight IQ. Technically sound under pressure. Weaknesses: not the most powerful striker. Can be outpaced by high-volume fighters. Numerology edge. With a tough driver 8, Rayanne is made for slow grinds and pressure, especially on a fiery Universal Day 9, where emotions run hot. 8 and 2 is an average combination on May 31st. Path to victory. Drag Alice into a technical battle, use control and calm, and avoid letting the fight devolve into an emotional war. The quieter the fight, the more Rayanne thrives. Ardelean 9-7. Born on April 19th and fighting out of Romania, Ardelean stands 5 feet 4 inches with a 65-inch reach, a brawler at heart with powerful forward pressure, heavy hands, and a relentless will to dominate in close quarters. Strengths: aggressive striking with KO threat, constant pressure and forward movement, strong mindset and physical durability. Weaknesses: can be out-grappled by more technical fighters, sometimes overcommits and leaves openings. Numerology edge. With a 1-8 combo and strong emotional grid presence, Alice enters with raw fire, perfect for the Universal Day 9, which amplifies intensity and emotional momentum. She's primed for an emotional war, not a chess match. Path to victory. Crank up the pressure early, land heavy hands, and don't let Rayanne settle into rhythm. Controlled chaos is her weapon. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. Rayanne dos Santos is calculated, methodical, and composed, ideal for long, drawn-out technical contests. But on May 31 ST's Universal 9 Day, the emotional temperature is boiling. Meanwhile, Ardelean enters with a fierce 1-8 configuration, built for storming forward and overwhelming opponents with aggression. The emotional wave of the day boosts her style, and she carries just the right fire to overwhelm Rayanne's cool demeanor. Ardelean have the numerology edge and Rayanne dos Santos have the technical edge. Close matchup, but I'll go with the underdog Ardelean in this one due to the numerology edge. Marquel Mederos vs. Bolaji. Two high-energy lightweights step into the cage for a matchup that screams fireworks. Marquel Mederos brings flash and finishing intent, while Bolaji counters with precision and poise. Who will rise in this clash of fast-rising talents? Marquel Mederos. Born on November 30th and fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Marquel Mederos stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 72-inch reach, a slick striker with explosive speed, knockout power, and a fearless approach that makes every second of the fight dangerous. Strengths: sharp, accurate striking with KO power, high confidence and killer instinct, athletic and aggressive from the opening bell. Weaknesses: defensive grappling still developing, can be reckless under pressure. Numerology edge. Marquel is loaded with 3 energy, double threes from driver and life path, marking him as a naturally expressive fighter who thrives in free-flowing striking battles. On a Universal Day 9, that emotional fire is amplified, perfect for explosive performances, but also a potential pitfall if he doesn't manage the chaos. Path to victory. Keep the fight standing, dictate pace, and look for the kill early. If he maintains focus, missing one, he can channel his energy toward a sharp finish. Bolaji. Born on November 15th and fighting out of Belgium, Bolaji stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 74-inch reach, a disciplined striker with tight fundamentals, quick counters, and a calculated approach to dismantling his opponents piece by piece. Strengths: crisp boxing with great timing, disciplined footwork and distance control, patient and efficient with energy. Weaknesses: can be outworked by high-volume strikers, needs to avoid early pressure bursts. Numerology edge. Bolaji's 6-5 combo makes him calm, adaptable, and emotionally balanced, ideal for weathering stormy opponents like Mederos. With a Universal Day 9, his lack of 9 in the grid means he'll need to stay grounded and not get caught in an emotional firefight. However, his strong 6 vibration grants him internal discipline to resist those traps. Path to victory. Stay patient early, Use counter-striking to exploit Marquel's aggression and drag the fight into deeper waters where poise and precision rule. Final prediction, numerology meets technique. This fight pits explosive charisma against calm precision. Marquel Mederos enters with triple free firepower, making him the ultimate showman, fast, creative, and emotionally charged. That vibe syncs perfectly with the Universal Day 9, giving him the edge in raw energy. Bolaji, while less flamboyant numerologically, carries balance 5s and a driver 6, bringing control and structure. But without a strong 9 influence, he may find himself reacting rather than dictating during the most chaotic moments. It might be a KO. The numbers favor fire and chaos, and Mederos, riding double 3 power on a 9-day, is primed for a highlight reel finish before the storm settles. I'm picking Marquel Mederos in this one. Next is Holobaugh versus Jordan Leavitt. A battle of contrasting styles in the lightweight division, as veteran Holobaugh faces off against the unorthodox and unpredictable Jordan Leavitt. It's power and experience versus fluid movement and flair, and the numbers don't lie. First up, Holobaugh 22-9. Born on September 8th and fighting out of Louisiana, Holobaugh stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 75-inch reach, a durable, aggressive striker with a never-back-down attitude and years of experience inside the cage. Strengths: high fight IQ with veteran instincts. Solid striking and finishing instincts. Tough chin and ability to fight through adversity. Weaknesses: can be taken down and controlled. Slows down in later rounds. Numerology edge: with a 5 and driver 8, is a rugged high-adrenaline competitor who feeds off wild energy. However, the Universal Day 9 adds intense emotional waves, which can either fuel his fire or push him into reckless choices. Path to victory: use his striking advantage to pressure early, avoid prolonged grappling sequences, and capitalize on Jordan's unconventional movements with calculated aggression. And his opponent, Jordan Leavitt. Born on June 2nd and fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Jordan the Monkey King Leavitt stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 71-inch reach, a tricky, unorthodox grappler with creative movement, fast transitions, and flair that throws opponents off rhythm. Strengths: creative submissions and unpredictable grappling. Agile and confident in chaos. Excellent scrambles and reversals. Weaknesses: vulnerable to pressure strikers. Low striking volume and power. Numerology edge: Jordan's 2-5 numerology reflects adaptability, uniqueness, and flow. He operates well in unpredictable environments, and on a Universal Day 9, his emotional intelligence and creativity could overwhelm a more straightforward fighter. Path to victory: create chaos with movement, stay unpredictable, and look for explosive scrambles and opportunistic submissions. Emotionally, Leavitt is synced well with the energy of the night. Final prediction: numerology meets technique. Holobaugh's gritty experience and double 5 numerology make him a chaos-hardened veteran, ready for anything. But while he thrives in wild brawls, his personal year number 8 is in full alignment with his driver 8. Jordan Leavitt's fluidity and 5 power numerology perfectly harmonize with a 9 days unpredictable, fiery energy. But Universal Day 9 is not so supportive. So I'm going to pick Holobaugh in this one due to strong numerology edge. Trevin Giles versus Andreas Gustafsson. A clash of middleweight power and resilience takes center stage as Trevin Giles squares off against Sweden's own Andreas Gustafsson. It's a showdown of durability, discipline, and drive, but which warrior will walk away with momentum? Trevin Giles 16-7. Born on August 6th and fighting out of Houston, Texas, Trevin Giles stands 6 feet 0 inches with a 74-inch reach, a sharp boxer with technical striking, solid takedown defense, and the patience to work through tough fights. Strengths: clean, calculated boxing. Good defensive wrestling. Solid cardio and cage awareness. Weaknesses: sometimes lacks urgency in later rounds. Can be out-grappled by pressure-heavy opponents. Numerology edge: Trevin's strong 6-8 configuration points to a focused and strategic mindset, excellent for consistent performance. But on a Universal Day 9, his emotional edge 9 may come forward for better or worse. Path to victory: maintain range, avoid clinch-heavy exchanges, and use boxing fundamentals to outpoint or wear down Gustafsson. Andreas Gustafsson 11-2. Born on February 20th and fighting out of Sweden, Andreas Gustafsson stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 72-inch reach, a relentless pressure grappler with serious ground control, and an iron will to impose his game. Strengths: aggressive wrestling and ground control. Powerful clinch game. Mentally tough and conditionally strong. Weaknesses: striking defense can be exploited. Struggles at range with mobile opponents. Numerology edge: With a 2-6 setup and a strong presence of 1 and 9, Andreas carries deep emotional, and on a universal day 9, his natural emotional intensity, 9, and structural strength 6, gain reinforcement, giving him the edge in gritty exchanges. Path to victory. Force close-range engagements, chain takedowns, and grind Giles against the fence or mat. Take away the space and rhythm. Final prediction, numerology meets technique. Trevin Giles brings a precise, balanced boxing game and double 8 numerology, built for discipline and control. On a passionate universal day 9, his willpower may not fully rise to meet the moment. Meanwhile, Andreas Gustafsson thrives in emotional, high-pressure situations. His 2-6 numerology and strong emotional profile sync well with the day's energy. While he may lack creative flair, his grounded style is made for turning fights ugly and dominant. One thing is Trevin Giles took this fight on short notice. Also lacks numerology edge, but younger than Andreas Gustafsson. A close matchup. I'm picking Andreas Gustafsson in this one. Next is Ketlen Vieira versus Macy Chiasson. It's a clash of rising contenders in the women's bantamweight division as Brazil's Ketlen Vieira battles the towering threat of Macy Chiasson. Power meets reach. Grit meets chaos. And the numerology? It's intense. First up, Ketlen Vieira. Born on August 26th and fighting out of Manaus, Brazil, Ketlen Fenomeno Vieira stands 5 feet 8 inches with a 68-inch reach, a judo and BJJ black belt with a suffocating top game and relentless control in the clinch. Her strengths are strong grappling base with heavy top pressure, excellent clinch control and cage work, experienced against elite-level opposition, and weaknesses are one-dimensional in striking exchanges, can struggle to adjust if takedowns are denied. Numerology edge. Ketlen's double 8s reflect a grounded, determined fighter who thrives in structure and repetition with life path 9 momentum, charisma, pressure arrives. On this universal day 9, her discipline and focus must outweigh emotional surges to stay in control. Path to victory. Grind the fight to the mat, neutralize Macy's range, and dominate with positioning and control to sap the explosive energy from the bout. Macy Chiasson. Born on July 27th and fighting out of Dallas, Texas, Macy Chiasson stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 72-inch reach, a lanky powerhouse with strong clinch strikes, physicality, and a finisher's mindset. Her strengths are a long reach and sharp striking, dangerous knees and elbows in the clinch, aggressive go-forward style. And her weaknesses are susceptible to takedowns, struggles off her back, can get wild and overextend. Numerology edge. Macy brings double 9 energy into a universal day 9. That's deep alignment with the day's energy of culmination, climax, and intensity. Her life path 9 adds fearless ambition. She's made for chaos, and this day magnifies her instincts to finish. Path to victory. Exploit her reach, attack with volume early, and overwhelm Ketlen before the grappling rhythm sets in. Keep it standing and look to break her with striking momentum. Final prediction, numerology meets technique. Ketlen Vieira enters as the structured, grounded technician, double 8 power, and a life path 9 that thrives on control and dominance. But Macy Chiasson carries the emotional wave of the number 9, and this universal day 9 turns up her fire. Double 9s on a 9-day can be overwhelming, especially against a slower-paced grappler. Technical edge is in Ketlen Vieira's side, and numerology edge is in Macy Chiasson's side. The day matches her energy. Expect a fast start, powerful flurries, and possibly a late TKO or decision fueled by emotional momentum. I'm going to go with Macy Chiasson in this one. Jafel Filho versus Allan Nascimento. The UFC delivers a high-level flyweight battle between two submission specialists, Jafel Filho and Allan Nascimento. A classic grappler's chess match with the numbers backing the chaos. First up, Jafel Filho. 32-year-old is 16-3. Born on May 5th and fighting out of Brazil, Jafel Filho is a powerful flyweight grappler with slick submission setups and relentless forward pressure. His strengths are aggressive in early scrambles, high submission finishing rate, strong hip control in transitions, and his weaknesses are overcommits during transitions, limited striking defense, tendency to fade in deeper rounds. Numerology edge. Filho's driver and life path 5 sync perfectly with the universal day 9, creating high energy, bold action, and a hunger to dominate. His 11 name number enhances his instincts, but emotional volatility is a risk. Path to victory. Exploit early chaos, win wild scrambles, and lock in a submission before Allan imposes structure. And his opponent Allan Nascimento 20-6. 33-year-old. Born on September 11th and fighting out of Brazil, Allan Nascimento is a composed submission artist with top-tier grappling control and an intelligent, methodical fight style. His strengths are elite positional grappling, calm and calculated fight IQ, excellent submission defense, and his weaknesses are low output on the feet, too passive in early rounds, struggles against explosive transitions. Numerology edge. Nascimento's emotional 2 driver may be overwhelmed by the aggression of the 9 universal day. His life path prefers structure, but the missing 5 indicates difficulty adapting in high-tempo scenarios. Path to victory. Stay composed early, drag the fight into the later rounds, and control Jafel with disciplined top pressure. Final prediction. Numerology meets technique. This is a very close match both technically and numerologically. Close battle can go either way, but have very less possibility going distance. I'm slightly leaning towards Allan Nascimento because of slight pro experience advantage that he shares. Zachary Reese versus Duško Todorović. 2 middleweight prospects collide as Zachary Savage Reese steps into the octagon to face Serbian technician Duško Todorović on May 31, 2025. A battle of youth, momentum, and contrasting approaches. First up, Zachary Reese. Born on March 24th and fighting out of Texas, Zachary Savage Reese stands 6 feet 4 inches with a 77-inch reach, a towering, aggressive finisher who loves to overwhelm opponents with wild, unorthodox offense. His strengths are tall frame with long reach, aggressive style and finishing instincts, unpredictable striking entries, and his weaknesses are poor head movement and defensive gaps, vulnerable on the ground under pressure. Numerology edge. The 6-5 combination makes Zachary both composed and explosive, a dangerous mix for early momentum. On a universal day 9, his wild nature may either explode in brilliance or fall apart under pressure. Path to victory. Start aggressively, use his reach, and keep the fight chaotic. If he lets Duško settle into rhythm, his technical holes could be exposed. Now let's move to his opponent, Duško Todorović. Born on May 19th and fighting out of Serbia, Duško Todorović stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 74-inch reach, a composed striker with Serbian grit, solid boxing fundamentals, and calculated forward pressure. His strengths are strong boxing technique, intelligent pressure and timing, good chin and durability, and his weaknesses are predictable entries, leaves openings when chasing finishes. Numerology edge. Duško's 1-11 combo gives him a special edge, focused, intuitive, and a self-starter. His low shoe is nearly complete, showing he's well-rounded. The Universal 9-Day enhances his intuitive master number and emotional energy, potentially helping him overcome chaos with calm control. Path to victory. Stay calm early, read Reese's wild entries, and counter with precision. The deeper the fight goes, the more it swings in his favor. Final prediction. Numerology meets technique. Zachary Reese comes in with explosive 6-5 energy, perfect for early chaos and unpredictable violence. But Duško Todorović is riding the wave of 1-11 master numerology, bringing intuitive timing and poise that aligns well with the universal day 9. While Reese can win early with a blitz, Duško's long-game discipline, combined with his numerology advantage, gives him the edge overall. But the momentum is in Zachary Reese's side, which give him mental and emotional advantage. So I'm picking Zachary Reese over Duško Todorović in this one. Brahimaj versus Elliott. It's a gritty welterweight collision as submission artist Brahimaj returns to the octagon to test the striking and tenacity of Welsh sensation Elliott. Both fighters are hungry, but only one walks away with momentum. Brahimaj, 11-5. Born on November 17th and fighting out of the Bronx, New York, Brahimaj stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 72-inch reach, a no-nonsense grappler known for explosive takedowns, relentless pressure, and a ruthless submission arsenal. His strengths are elite submission skills, physical strength, and positional dominance. Pressure-based game plan that breaks rhythm. Weaknesses: predictable striking setups, vulnerable in prolonged stand-up exchanges. Numerology edge. With a strong 8-4-4 energy, Brahimaj represents raw toughness and work ethic. His driver 8 and life path forgive him physical and mental durability. While the Universal Day 9 brings intense emotional energy, it slightly opposes his logical 4 vibration, forcing him to stay composed amid chaos. Path to victory. Stick to his strengths, clinch, take down, and suffocate. Control the pace and pressure without falling into emotional traps. The Qua 1 suggests he thrives with strategic execution. Elliott, 12-2. Born on December 19th and fighting out of Wales, the Welsh gangster, Elliott stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 72-inch reach, a stylish striker with fast hands, crisp movement, and rapidly evolving MMA awareness. His strengths are clean boxing and footwork, confident and composed striking, high fight IQ and improving all around. And his weaknesses are susceptible to pressure and grappling, can be taken out of rhythm if forced backward. Numerology edge. Elliott's 1-3-3 pattern gives him charisma and adaptability. His life path and conductor numbers both being 3 highlight fast reactions and emotional intelligence, great for a striker. The Universal Day 9 aligns well with his expressive, high-energy numerology. Path to victory. Stay mobile, stick and move, and punish Ramas during level changes. Use flow and footwork to avoid being cornered or clinched. Emotional balance and creativity will be key. Final prediction, numerology meets technique. Ramas Brahimaj enters this bout with durable 4 energy and powerful 8 drive, traits ideal for a grinding grappler. But his stability can be disrupted by the fiery, emotional Universal Day 9, especially against a fluid opponent like Elliott. Elliott, on the other hand, rides into Fight Night with a numerology cocktail of fire and expression, well aligned with the 9-day. His 1 driver and 3 life path make him fast, unpredictable, and emotionally composed under fire. Elliott have both technical and numerology edge, so I'm picking Elliott over Ramas Brahimaj. Dustin Jacoby versus Bruno Lopez. Get ready for a light heavyweight clash where precision meets pressure as seasoned striker Dustin Jacoby collides with the surging Bruno Lopez on May 31, 2025. First up, Dustin Jacoby, fighter bio. Born on April 4th and 37-year-old fighting out of Colorado, Dustin the Honyak Jacoby stands 6 feet 3 inches with a 76-inch reach, a seasoned kickboxer with sharp technical striking and a relentless pace. His strengths are high-level kickboxing pedigree, accurate volume striker, excellent cardio and fight IQ, and his weaknesses are vulnerable to takedowns, sometimes struggles with pressure wrestlers. Numerology edge, driver 4 plus conductor 7 creates a combo of discipline and inner vision, a cool-headed technician who thrives on structured game plans and mental preparation. On this Universal Day 9, May 31, 2025, the energy demands closure and dominance, favoring those who can finish with authority, something Jacoby sometimes lacks when it hits the mat. Path to victory, Jacoby must control range, chop the legs, and force the fight into a structured striking battle. Avoiding grappling exchanges is critical. Bruno Lopez. Born on April 24th and 32-year-old and fighting out of Brazil, Bruno Lopez stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 77-inch reach, an aggressive finisher with knockout power and a dangerous submission game. His strengths are explosive power and finishing instincts, aggressive pace early, mixes striking and grappling well, and his weaknesses are gas tank issues in later rounds, defensive lapses in wild exchanges. Numerology edge, the driver 6 gives Bruno a balance of responsibility and force, while the 1 conductor boosts his leadership and aggression. On this Universal Day 9, Bruno's raw energy and desire for impact align well with the vibe of decisive finishes. Path to victory, start fast, close the distance, and mix in takedowns or wild exchanges. If he can disrupt Jacoby's rhythm early, he can finish or build enough momentum to steal the fight. Final prediction. Dustin Jacoby brings experience, structure, and striking polish, backed by the steady 4 to 7 numerology axis. But Bruno Lopez steps in with powerful 1 energy, a finishing mindset, and an aggressive 6 to 1 driver conductor mix built for high-impact moments, all aligning beautifully with the Universal 9-day, which favors dominant closures and statement wins. Bruno Lopez is 32-year-old 5-year younger than Dustin Jacoby, and in his prime also have explosive power early, and have numerology edge on April 31st, so I'm picking Bruno Lopez over Dustin Jacoby in this one. Billy Ray Goff versus Chiasson Co. It's a welterweight showdown as America's Billy Ray Goff brings pressure and grit against the rising South Korean prospect Chiasson Co. Set for May 31st, 2025, this is a classic battle of will, volume, and tactical precision. Billy Ray Goff. Born on June 18th and fighting out of Connecticut, Billy Ray Goff stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 72-inch reach, a gritty brawler with knockout power and a suffocating forward pressure style that breaks opponents mentally and physically. His strengths are high-pressure fighting style, finishing power in both hands, mental toughness and resilience, and his weaknesses are defensive holes on entries, can be too brawly and predictable. Numerology edge, a 9 to 6 combo in the core chart makes Goff an emotional, powerful fighter who thrives in wars. However, on a Universal Day 9, this emotionally intense fighter could either elevate or burn out. Path to victory. Billy must turn this fight into a gritty war, overwhelming Chiasson early with pace and volume, while staying disciplined enough to avoid being countered. Chiasson Co. Born on September 24, 1993, and fighting out of South Korea, Chiasson Co. stands 6 feet 0 inches with a 74-inch reach, a calculated, technical striker with excellent range management and smooth transitions between striking and grappling. His strengths are strong technical fundamentals, composed under pressure, precise counters and footwork, and his weaknesses are can be low output. Sometimes lets fights slip away by inactivity. Numerology edge. KO's 6-to-1 combo makes him a self-motivated, precise fighter with harmony and leadership. His name number 1 shows clarity of mission and solo drive, a strong match for the Universal Day 9, which rewards initiative and decisive action. Path to victory. Keep the fight technical, stay calm, and pick off apart with clean counters. If he maintains discipline, he can wear down Goff and dominate late. Final prediction, numerology meets technique. Billy Ray Goff comes in hot with a 9-to-6 combo, passionate, emotional, and built for wars. But Chiasson Ko steps in as a complete numerological force, a 6-to-1 combo paired with name number 1 and a complete low shoe grid. On this Universal 9 day, KO's calm decisiveness and emotional balance align perfectly with the cosmic flow, giving him the edge in a high-pressure setting. The technical edge is in Billy Ray Goff's side, but numerology favors Chiasson Ko. So I'm picking Chiasson Ko over Billy Ray Goff in this one. The lightweight division gets a technical showcase as 2 high-level fighters square off in a battle of pace and precision. Mateusz Gamrot, the relentless Polish grinder, takes on Slovakia's striking specialist Leavitt, Mr. Highlight Klein. It's a clash of styles with serious implications for the lightweight rankings. Can Gamrot's wrestling smother the striking of Klein, or will the Slovak sniper find his moment in the chaos? First up, Mateusz Gamrot, the relentless grinder. Born on December 11th and fighting out of Poland, Mateusz Gamrot stands 5 feet 10 inches with a 70-inch reach, a relentless pressure wrestler with cardio for days and the ability to break opponents round by round. His strengths are elite chain wrestling and scrambles, high fight IQ and composure under pressure, great conditioning and work rate. And his weaknesses are can be hittable on entries, needs to impose pace early to take over. Numerology edge, with a 2-to-6 combination, Gamrot brings a balanced, loyal energy with strong discipline and control. 6 energy makes him highly dependable under pressure, while the 2 softens his approach with calculated patience. Universal Day 9, not supportive. Path to victory. Control the tempo with takedowns and top pressure, and keep Klein reacting rather than initiating. His disciplined energy aligns with a grinding, suffocating game plan. Leavitt Klein, the Slovak sniper. Born on February 22nd and fighting out of Slovakia, Leavitt Mr. Highlight Klein stands 5 feet 7 inches with a 72-inch reach, a dynamic striker with knockout power and sharp boxing, known for his explosive southpaw left hand. His strengths are sharp and fast striking from range, strong left kick and accurate punches, good takedown defense and athletic movement. And his weaknesses are can struggle when forced to fight off the back foot, grappling defense still developing under sustained pressure. Numerology edge. Klein's 4-to-3 combination points to a disciplined yet fluid fighter who's creative in execution. The one-life path adds individuality and confidence, but he must stay grounded to avoid being outpaced. Universal Day 9 supportive. Path to victory. Keep it standing, use range and timing to land counters, and avoid prolonged grappling exchanges. Final prediction, numerology meets technique. Gamrot's 2-to-6 foundation creates a profile of discipline, patience, and methodical dominance, a perfect recipe for breaking down dynamic but less structured opponents like Klein. While Klein's 4-to-3 energy offers sharp striking and early danger, a powerful combination that is in alignment with Universal Day 9, which make him more lucky this day. Final prediction. Technical edge is in Mateusz Gamrot's side, but numerology edge is in Leavitt Klein's side. So I'm picking Leavitt Klein over Mateusz Gamrot in this one. On May 31, 2025, the UFC Women's Flyweight division heats up as 2 rising contenders collide in a pivotal matchup that could shape the title picture. It's Macy, the future Barber, the explosive powerhouse from Colorado, squaring off against Aaron Cold-Blooded Blanchfield, the clinical grappler and submission specialist from New Jersey. First up, Macy Barber, the rising savage. Born on May 18th and fighting out of Colorado, Macy, the future Barber, stands 5 feet 5 inches with a 65-inch reach, a powerful striker with raw athleticism and relentless pressure, making her a force in the flyweight division. Her strengths are explosive striking and knockout power, high volume output and forward pressure, strong clinch and elbows in close quarters. And her weaknesses are defensive grappling can be exploited, sometimes overly aggressive, leading to openings. Numerology edge. Macy brings chaotic, explosive energy with strong physical instincts. Her 9-to-5 combination can overwhelm opponents if she channels her aggression constructively. Path to victory. Keep the fight standing, use her power advantage, and create chaos early to disrupt Aaron's structure. And let's talk about her opponent, Aaron Blanchfield, the ice-cool technician. Born on May 4, 1999, and fighting out of New Jersey, Aaron Cold-Blooded Blanchfield stands 5 feet 4 inches with a 66-inch reach, a calm, cerebral grappler with elite jiu-jitsu and evolving striking, known for her composure and control. Her strengths are elite-level grappling and top control, high fight IQ and patience, smooth transitions and submission threats. And her weaknesses are striking still developing, less explosive in early rounds. Numerology edge. Aaron's 4-to-1 combo indicates discipline and drive. While she lacks explosive numbers, her focus and structure give her the edge in long fights and grappling-heavy scenarios. Path to victory. Use distance early, close the gap with clinch entries, and impose her grappling to wear down Macy and control the tempo. Final prediction. Numerology meets technique. Macy Barber brings volatile fire with her 9-to-5 combo, raw, dangerous, and unpredictable. If she can impose her pace early, she has the potential to shake Aaron. But Aaron Blanchfield's 4-to-1 combination signals strategic patience and technical mastery. Her energy is more grounded and stable, favoring long-term control and discipline over flash. Final prediction. Macy Barber is bigger in size and also have technical edge. When it comes to numerology, it's also favor Macy Barber. So I'm picking Macy Barber over Aaron Blanchfield. These are my final picks of UFC Vegas Blanchfield versus Barber. Now the main part. The best underdog picks. First one is Marquel Mederos. Second one is Holobaugh. Other underdogs that can perform great are Macy Barber, Leavitt Klein, and Chiasson. Valuable pick is Allan Nascimento. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe to Fight Numerology. Don't forget to comment your picks below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for future UFC card predictions.